And we back. As far as the NBA timeline, it's a little bit over half. All-Star Weekend was like a week or two ago, and All-Star Weekend is the half point of the NBA season, so it's like a little over half right now. And I just wanted to give a few predictions on who that I think is gonna make the All NBA team, and who I think is gonna make it, and who I think should deserve it. Kind of like a combination of both. So without further ado, without much talking, let's get into it. My All NBA first team. Actually, no, we're gonna start with the first team. I think the first team will consist of Kyrie Irving, James Harden, LeBron James, Giannis, and Joel Embiid. I picked Kyrie because I think I would have picked like Bradley Beal. I know I would have picked Stephen Curry at the first spot right here, but I noticed with Bradley Beal last year he didn't make the team at all. So they clearly take winning into account when they're making these. And Kyrie Irving is on probably the best team out east and possibly the best team in the league. And since he's, playing at an elite level, his numbers are similar to Curry's. That's why I gave him the hedge. Same with James Harden. Pretty much the same thing. Although James Harden might have better numbers than Stephen Curry even. And, better winning stats. The forward is kind of self-explanatory. LeBron, I don't have to get into that too much. The same with Joel Embiid and Giannis. Those are all respectively the best people at their positions. The best two forwards in the NBA are probably LeBron and Anthony Davis. But, Anthony Davis hasn't played much, so the next best guard is Giannis. And Giannis was playing better than Anthony Davis before he went out anyways. So he would have still had that first spot. My second team, this is where it kind of gets a little controversial, I would think. Or it took a long time for me to make it, I should say, is Stephen Curry at the guard, Luka Doncic at the other guard, Kawhi, Jason Tatum, and Nikola Jokic. Some people might try to argue that Nikola Jokic should have been on the first team. I just don't think so. I think that Joel Embiid has personally had a better season. Even without winning, I feel like he's had a better season. I think he's had more of a defensive impact on his team. So for that, I'm going to take Joel Embiid on that first team. And also probably with Jason Tatum. I thought about putting Paul George here, but I decided not to. I just feel like Jason Tatum's numbers are better. And same with Kawhi, that's pretty much self-explanatory. I did have trouble putting Luka Doncic out first. My first thought was Trae Young, but Luka Doncic's team is doing better than Trae Young, and his numbers are slightly better than Trae Young, so I give him the hedge. Stephen Curry, I pretty much went into why I put him under Kyrie Irving. I don't think that Kyrie is better than Stephen Curry, but I think he's having a better season. He's going to have a better season, and the voters and whoever puts this stuff in order is going to give Kyrie the hedge over him. My third team is Donovan Mitchell, Damian Lillard, Paul George, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert, I hope nobody's going to question why he's there, but if you are, because you still think Rudy Gobert is not, that guy, he's a single reason that Jazz defense is as good as they are. It kind of is very weird to put Julius Randle as an all NBA team person, all-star, like whatever, Jeff Teague made all-star games. But like sitting here saying like Julius Randle, I think is going to make the all NBA third team. It's pretty much a weird thing for me to say, but I do believe that he deserves it as long because he is leading the Knicks to winning basketball there. I think they're over 500 at this point. And he's putting up great numbers. I believe he's putting up around 23 and 11 rebounds, that is. So, yeah, he definitely deserves that spot. Damian Lillard at the third team is kind of weird also, but you just take it into account. He is not having a better season than none of the four guards I listed either. He is having a great season, and it was, again, another weird thing for me to sit here and say, like, Damian Lillard is like the 6th or 7th best guard in the NBA. But I don't think he is the 6th or 7th best guard in the NBA. But this season, when you take into account winning and stats, that's where he falls. Donovan Mitchell probably wouldn't be here just off of individual stats. He has a 1 seed, and he's considered by some people the best player on that team. I think he's the second best player on that team. And with Paul George, he's pretty much had a good bounce back season. He's averaging around 23 and 5. His numbers were hotter a little bit earlier in the year. I called him like MVP early in the season because he was an MVP candidate early in the season, and it kind of flamed down a little bit. But for the most part, he's still putting up great numbers. He was all-star starter, so that's a pretty much let you know everything you need to know about how good Paul George has been playing. And that's pretty much gonna wrap it up. This is a shorter video in comparison to all my other videos, But I think that's all we need. I think that was a good little video, a good little sweep through, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side.